All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who grew well. And I want to send a peace and salutations to the elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, I want to jump into a quick lesson with this video that I have pulled up on the screen, which is going to be, what you're going to see is two women basically going on. As the title says, these women are ranting about, basically the cost of living at this point here in Babylon the Great. You got the rent skyrocketing, you got grocery prices skyrocketing, you got gas, everything is going up, okay, which is ultimately going to result in the collapse of this society, which the men of the Lord, from the elders and apostles on down, have been prophesying for a very long time, okay, pushing out the warning, okay, to the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. But we're seeing, the impact that the orchestrated collapse on society is having. Okay, people are losing their minds. People are not equipped to handle, what is on the horizon. All right, and we're all feeling it, right? We're all feeling it in our pockets, at the grocery stores, at the gas pump. Mortgage prices are skyrocketing. Car notes are going up. You go try to get a new car, or whatever, renew your lease or whatever the case is, and everything is going up. Insurance is going up. Medical insurance is going up. Car insurance is going up. Everything is going up. Okay, and what you're gonna see here is these women, they're feeling the effects of it. All right, and this is gonna happen across the board. All right, we're gonna see this happen on such a higher level, because this ain't really nothing. All right, we ain't even hit the hyperinflation period. This is just a type of inflation, a level of inflation that at least the majority of us will go, okay, you can feel it, you can acknowledge it and go, okay, yeah, this is different. Okay, but we're gonna come into a time where it's gonna get unbearable, and majority of people are not going to be able to sustain. All right, so I'm gonna play the video. I'll play a good portion of it, and then I'm gonna get into the scriptures and make some couple points.
Y'all really need to check in on those middle classers, y'all really need to check in on those middle classers, cause I'm telling you, I just went to the grocery store. I bought about 5 days worth of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, some fresh produce, maybe a bag of chips and a gallon of juice. And let me tell you, $400. What? Half my check gone. We make too much to get any EBT with any kind of government assistance, anything. I'm telling you, it's a hard life out here, especially for those middle class people. So y'all need to check in, because we out here hurting, okay?
I don't want to get real political or anything, but you guys gotta check out this video.
I went to Target yesterday and bought 2 bottles of hair product, a bottle of shampoo, a box of trash bags, and 1 Halloween decoration. $70 on my Target Red card. That's with my 5% discount. My son's looking at the cart and going, Mom, this was $70. We didn't even get anything. Yeah, I know, kid. And he doesn't even remember a time when you could get a 2-bedroom apartment in a decent area of town for $600 a month. Now a 1-bedroom apartment in a mediocre part of town is $2,000 a month. Gas is $5.49 a gallon. It cost me $65 to fill up my tank. Before COVID, my grocery bill per month was $350. Now it's $600 a month, and I buy the exact same amount of groceries. This shit is out of control. What does the bourgeoisie think that the outcome of this is going to be? They cannot possibly believe that extracting every last dime out of the working class by inflating all of the prices and paying us poverty wages is a sustainable economic model. And the thing is that I bourgeoisie all day long, but they are doing exactly what is expected. They are greedy sociopaths. This is what they do. I am more mad at Americans because instead of uniting against this common enemy who is robbing us blind, we are fighting over whether or not drag queens can read books to children. At what point are we going to stop taking this shit lying down, put our foots down, and say, fuck this, and not allow it anymore? We cannot even afford to live in this country. We can't even afford to die in this country. The Republican Party is bought and paid for by the same greedy sociopaths who are robbing you, me, and our families blind every day. They are manipulating you into believing that they are going to save you from the problems that they created in your life. They have not walked a single inch in your working class shoes. They have no idea the struggle that you and I go through every day in this economy just to feed our families and keep them safe. They are gaslighting you into believing that I am your enemy so that you're distracted while they continue to do their dirt behind your back because they know that if you knew what they were doing, you wouldn't vote for them anymore. Why are you listening to them? The Democratic Party, with the exception of a very small few, is filled with weak and spineless politicians who placate to everyone just so that they can get reelected because they want to maintain some semblance of power in Congress. Why are you placing all of your faith and hope in this party to save us? Your religious leaders are funded by the same corporate sponsors who have bought your politicians, and they are weaponizing your faith against you so that you are distracted by a made-up enemy, your gay neighbor or your liberal coworker, so that you are not paying attention to the extreme financial crimes that they are committing against all of us right under your nose. In the richest country in the world, 500,000 people are homeless when there are more than enough homes to house them, and millions of children are hungry or food insecure, having their one free meal taken away from them at school. 10-year-olds are being forced to bear the child of their rapist. People are rationing their insulin and dying because they cannot afford health care. The water's polluted, the air is polluted, the soil is devoid of nutrients because we have oversaturated it in pesticides. We're not going to be able to grow our own food in the coming decades. The planet is literally dying. And they are putting hotels up in space and telling you that they can't afford to pay you a living wage, and you are believing them. This period is going to go down in the history books as one of the most epic failures that America ever allowed to happen. Future generations are going to study this time in history and ask themselves, why did they not do anything? How could they not see? And if you're sitting behind your phone right now and thinking to yourself, it's not me, it's those goddamn weirdo trans kids, then you are the people that they will be talking about. Wake the fuck up.
Guys, she spoke nothing but facts, especially when she was speaking on the higher cost of just housing. You can't even afford to live in the hood anymore. I remember back in the day when you can find a very nice 2-bedroom apartment for $600 a month. But it's very sad that a lot of Americans have been pushed away from the dream of actually owning a home because the real estate.
And I'm gonna stop it there, but that lady was going off. The second lady, talk your shit, lady. You know what I'm saying? And she called this an epic failure. She called America an epic failure, and that's really what it is, right? The first girl in the first video, she said she bought breakfast. She went to the grocery store. She bought breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 5 days, and it cost her $400, right? Half her check. You know what I'm saying? Which is ridiculous. The second woman was going off. She had some shit to get off her chest. You know what I mean? She said she went to Target. She bought garbage bags, shampoo, and she said she bought a Halloween decoration for $70. You know what I'm saying? And hers was a little bit more of a rant because she dove a little bit more deeper on the topic of basically of inflation, right? The price of gas, grocery bills. She mentioned pre-COVID versus after COVID. Her grocery bills going from about $300 to $600 for the same exact groceries. So that's an example of inflation. Okay, all right. And then she was, she was kind of all over the place, but she was talking about voting, religious leaders, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But she was on point for the majority of it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and then she mentioned the drag queens in schools reading to children, right? But she was mentioning it as if it's not something that people should be paying attention when it really is, you know, because all of it, right? It's not that you're just reading, you know, you got drag queens reading the kids. Still, that's not the problem with society. The entire system, the entire structure it's a part of it, right? It's a part of it. It's all part of this Babylonian beast system, okay, which has created all these problems that Americans are facing and are gonna face on a much higher level very, very, very soon. Okay, this is gonna turn into an extreme case of suffering. Okay, for anyone who's not a part of the elect of YAHAWASHI, right? And it's not a coincidence that Elder Apostle Tahar named this year the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, right? But again, her ranting like this, all right, the lady who was just, her ranting like this is like being all over the place. It speaks to the confusion that you'll find here in America. And that's what Babylon, you know, Babel, confusion. This is the land of confusion. All right, let's get that real quick. All right, let's get that real quick. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, and verse 10. Right? It says, the city of confusion, which is Babylon the Great, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. Right? And this is really just what it's going to. And then verse 11 says, there's a crying for wine on the street, all joy is dark, and the mirth of the land is gone. And that's what you hear when you hear people go off like this. Right? The city of confusion is broken down. This place is being broken down piece by piece, limb by limb. All right, and it's going to end up into the destruction of this place ultimately through ICBM missiles. But the mirth is gone as well. Right? People ain't got there's a crying for wine in the streets. Right? All joy is darkened. What we just witnessed, what we just heard in those videos, people have no reason to be joyous. Right? People are hurting and struggling out here. Okay? And again, this is going to turn into an extreme case of suffering. This is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 3. It says, therefore the strength of Pharaoh, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. What's the shadow of Egypt? Babylon the Great, America. Right? And it's going to be a confusion, because what they've done is Edom has set up an entire world, an entire system, okay, created behind your confusion. They've confused you on every level. They've given, you know, everybody an opportunity to, a platform to be heard, for everybody to be what they want to be, how they want to be it. Men can be women, women can be men. You can marry your dog. You know, people don't know who they are, their heritage, their culture, their nationalities. They don't know, you know, it's a complete, and it goes on and on and on. All right, this is, you know. And then she also mentioned the greed, you know, the greed of the rulers in the society. She was calling them the bourgeoisie, which is basically the wicked elite, you know. And we know what type of rulership, you know, they produce. We know what comes from, you know, the rulership of the wicked elite. This is Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Okay? This is a prime example of people mourning. This right here is a prime example of people mourning under the rulership of the wicked, which is Esau, Edom. Okay, the girl says she spent $400 and that was half her check. Right? Forget rent. That was just on groceries. Forget rent. Forget a cell phone bill. You know, any other, if she got a car note or forget all that. Just the groceries took half a check. All right, and that goes to show. This is Haggai, chapter 1, and verse 6. It says, "Ye have sown much, ye have sown much and bringing little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes." Right? So as that money come in, it immediately goes out. All right? And that's due to the wicked elite, their greed, their wickedness, to keep you as a slave to them. Okay? Because that's what their rulership represents. Right? Unfairness. They need to keep you under their foot. All right? You constantly trying to climb out of a hole. And then she said, oh yeah, she said this planet is literally dying, because she was going into how the water is polluted, how the air is polluted, the soil is polluted, right? Because the devil has destroyed it with all these pesticides. She went into that. All right, and these are all of the things that the men of the Lord have been saying for years and years and years, man, starting with the apostles, the elder apostles on down. All right, now real quick, going back to Isaiah 24, right? Because what does the scripture say about that? Isaiah 24:4, because this earth the planet is dying under this man's rulership. Everything is polluted. Isaiah 24:4, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth is also defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Right? And this is again, it represents Esau, Edom's rulership. Under this man, this earth is defiled. It's completely destroyed. It fadeth. It languisheth. It's done. Right? Righteous rulership has to come into power in order for the earth to be restored under YAHAWASHI. Okay? And the elect. Okay? The joint rulers, the joint heirs. All right? And this represents, you see this now, you see how they going off on these rents. You think these women are complaining now? You think they scared and complaining now, man? You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen shit, man. Real quick, Jacob's trouble. Again, apostles are hard. You deem this year, year Jacob's trouble. And not to say it's going to happen this year, but it very much well could, Jeremiah 37, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right, it is even the time of Jacob's trouble. It says, so none that is like it. This is going to be a time like never seen before in the earth, because of the judgment and the hell and the collapse and the anguish and the anarchy that we're going to see. Okay. This is Isaiah, so it's like a 2nd Ezra chapter 15, and we'll start at verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. There shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. What you think is going to happen when people can't pray for groceries? For the lack of bread, men are going to be running down on each other, including you women. You rebellious women, you got a real tough time coming ahead of you. Okay? Thus saith the prophecies of YAHAWASHI. Alright? And it just is what it is, man. This is the time that we're coming into. Lord willing, it happens soon, because we want to see this place. We just want to be out of here, man. All right, and you women, you're gonna need a man of the elect of YAHAWASHI to cover you, to be with you, okay, in order to be protected. Because if not, if you out here all alone, hey, good luck, because you're gonna need it. Isaiah 32:2. And a man shall be in hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of waters in a dry place, as rivers of water in a dry place, and the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. All right, so that's what we got to look forward to. That's what's about to happen. A man of the elect, a man of YAHAWASHI is going to, you're going to need to be under the covering of a man of the elect in order to be delivered out of the judgment that's coming. Okay, and Lord willing, it happens soon, this year, 2024, Lord willing. All right, so with that, I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you were edified. As always, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashai, Bahashim, Akakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the elect. Shalom.